Well, you know, you've got multiple candidates on that stage that said they wouldn't touch entitlements, including Trump. And any candidate that says they're not going to touch entitlements means that they're basically going to go into office and then leave America bankrupt. Social Security is going to go bankrupt in 10 years. Medicare is going to go bankrupt in 8. So the way we deal with it is we don't touch anyone's retirement or anyone who's been promised in, but we go to people like my kids in their 20s when they're coming into the system, and we say the rules have changed. We change retirement age to reflect life expectancy. Instead of cost of living increases, we do it based on inflation. We limit the benefits on the wealthy, and we expand Medicare Advantage plans.
What's the right age there then, Ambassador?
Well, I think we have to do the numbers. We've got to figure out what it is. But what we do know is 65 is way too low, and we need to increase that. We need to do it according to life expectancy.
So retiring at the age of 65 is just way too low, at least according to presidential candidate Nikki Haley, although I'm not really sure what she's talking about, considering that 65 is not the full retirement age at 66 or 67, unless of course she's talking about, you know, the earliest age in which you would be eligible for Social Security retirement benefits, which is at the age of 62. If she wants to lift that up even higher to 66 or 67, really wouldn't surprise me. Regardless, the trust in the Social Security program is pretty much dead, especially among younger people, where most younger Americans don't believe they'll even receive a dime from Social Security. And those older than 50 believe that at some point in their lifetimes, Social Security will be completely run out of money and they may not receive anything else themselves either. So, according to The Hill, nearly half of Gen Zers think they won't get a dime in Social Security. So almost half of Generation Z adults said they don't expect to get any of these Social Security benefits they've earned, according to a survey. In a survey released Tuesday by the Nationwide Retirement Institute, 45% of Gen Z adults between the ages of 18 to 26 said they expect to not get a dime of the benefits they have earned. Additionally, 39% of millennials said the same, compared to 25% of Gen X adults and 10% of baby boomers who agreed as well. So clearly, younger Americans don't have any faith or trust in the program, and now we have politicians coming out and saying that their retirement age needs to be lifted, that they should have to wait until 69, 70, or perhaps even longer. I guess if Nikki Haley had her way, 65 would be way too early to retire, so maybe that age of 62 would be lifted up to 66 or 67, where younger Americans today would have to work even longer to start receiving Social Security benefits. And then according to CNBC, 75% of people age 50 and up worry Social Security will run out of money in their lifetime, survey finds. So to that point, 75% of individuals age 50 and up worry Social Security will run out of funding in their lifetimes, according to the survey of 1,806 individuals taken between May and June. That is up from 66% of adults who said the same in 2014. Those concerns have increased as the depletion dates for the program's funds come closer. The program's combined funds are due to run out in 2034, at which point 80% of benefits will be payable, Social Security trustees have said. So, you know, we have different depletion dates. Some people say 2033. We have other prediction dates of 2034, but within the next 10 years, the trust fund will be depleted, at which point, if they don't do anything about it by that time, everyone receiving benefits at that point in time will receive a benefit cut of 20 to 25%. This is extremely significant. Think how big of an increase you would be receiving with a COLA of 20 to 25%. Now, this is actually going to be a benefit cut of 20 to 25%. And from there on out, they probably won't even be able to afford the cost of living adjustments every single year. So if we have another year of inflation of 8.7%, instead of receiving the increase of 8.7%, more than likely there would be no more COLAs if they had to cut benefits by 20 to 25% to continue paying them out. So it's pretty obvious just by these two surveys alone. Younger Americans don't trust the Social Security program. Older Americans do not trust the Social Security program. People just do not have any faith in our government of taking care of us, taking care of Americans. It's a bizarre concept, but obviously no politicians really care about Americans. It's pretty clear. And one recent instance of this, of course, we had the unfortunate wildfires, very, very sad situation going on in Hawaii. And to make up for it, well, Joe Biden said he's going to send each household a $700 check. What's $700 going to exactly pay for in this situation? $700 per household, that's pretty much going to be going nowhere. And then, of course, at the same time, we have Joe Biden and the U.S. government sending $12.1 billion to Ukraine this year alone, but yet to Hawaii, we're only sending $8.2 million. $8.2 million to Hawaii to take care of Americans, $700 per household, $12.1 billion to Ukraine. Now, Ukraine is not a state of the U.S. last time I checked. Maybe to Joe Biden it is. But we sent a lot of assistance to Ukraine. We've taken care of their pensions. But, it's apparent here that when Americans are distressed and in need, we don't really take care of our own people here. Again, $8.2 million to Hawaii, $12.1 billion to Ukraine. Just let that sink in for a moment. And of course, while all this was going on in Hawaii, where was Joe Biden? Was he in Hawaii, on the ground, taking action, trying to, help out in the situation? No, he was at the beach. He was at the beach, and when he was asked about it, he said no comment. Clearly, this is a president who really has no heart or really cares about Americans in general. But on a lighter note, of course, next month we have a very critical date coming up for Social Security beneficiaries. That's going to be on September 13th. Now, why September 13th is so important is because that's going to be the next date in which we're going to be able to find out how much inflation has taken place over the last month and how much inflation has taken place over the last year. So we basically have three critical dates. That is the third quarter CPI inflation data. We're going to be looking at the CPIW data, which tracks inflation, and we're going to compare this data to that same data of last year. So we already have 1 month in out of the 3 months that are going to be the most important. That was last month on August 10th. And so we have 2 more dates that are going to be coming out. It's going to be September 13th next month, and then October 12th the following month. So on October 12th, we'll know just exactly how big of an increase all Social Security beneficiaries will be receiving across the board, whether you're receiving retirement benefits, SSI benefits, or SSDI benefits. On October 12th, we'll know just how much of an increase we can expect to receive in 2024. So once again, the next date coming up on September 13th is going to be the date to look out for. Now, whenever the data was released this month on August 10th, we had some new projections coming in. Right around 3% was the expectation for the increase, although we had some projections as high as 3.8%. So probably somewhere between 3 to 3.4% can be the expected increase for all Social Security beneficiaries. But of course, next month is going to be a very important date. Whenever that data is released on September 13th, we'll have an even better idea of how much of an increase we can expect to receive. But of course, until then, I'll definitely keep all of you guys updated. But that's all the news that we have for today's video. I certainly hope that you enjoyed and found value out of it. If you did, again, I would greatly appreciate if you could give this video a like. Consider subscribing to my channel if you have not already. And I will see you in the next video.